Alright, no beating around the bush. Smash is one of my favorite franchises of all time, and part of my love for that is seeing new fighters be revealed. It's a lot of fun to speculate beforehand and then watch the trailers, only to figure out that it was Bumble. So, I will try to predict the next 5 characters for Fighters Pass 2. I'll be going in order with Pack 7 being semi-likely, and Pack 11 being practically confirmed in my opinion. With that out of the way, let's jump into the first challenger for Fighters Pass 2. And the first character to kick off the list is Marks from Kirby. If there's one thing Smash needs more of, it's villains, and Marks is one of the most threatening Kirby antagonists, while still being a glob of chewed bubblegum and a jester hat. I think the real hard choice about Marks' placement on the list was putting him over characters like Spyro, Shantae, Rayman, and even fellow Kirby representative Bandana Waddle Dee. Although Bandana D is more liked by fans, Marks brings a fun, interesting, and unique character to the table, which is hard to match. I could see him being a wacky, fun, weird addition to the roster. No offense to Bandana D fans, just my opinion. That's right, it's Leon Kennedy, hailing from the Resident Evil series of games. Although Resident Evil has never had one consistent protagonist throughout its 7-ish games, Leon seems to be a fan favorite, and his appearances in multiple games spanning the series, along with his place in the unreleased Resident Evil 8, cement him as an icon of horror video games. Leon in Smash would be a very interesting character. Considering Smash is for good boys and girls, and Leon blows up zombies with rocket launchers, it would feel weird to include him alongside characters like Kirby and Pichu. What I think would happen is an approach to his design much like Snake's. He would be toned down for Smash, but would still keep his defining character traits. Smash would have to strike a balance between representing him properly and keeping things PG. But I have confidence that Sakurai can balance these things with his usual clever design choices. No matter what, Leon would be a dark, fun-to-play character that would represent Resident Evil well. Steve from Minecraft, aside from coming from one of the best and most interesting games of all time, is a contender for Smash from the very start, and his inclusion would be an incredible crossover. However, many consider Steve to be ineligible because of Banjo's inclusion. But do you really think a character from a franchise that hasn't had a real game in 20 years? I said a real game, you don't count. Go back to your corner. We'll have a rep in Smash, but not Minecraft, one of the most popular games to ever exist? And Microsoft can have 2 reps in Smash. It's a fan-made rule that a company can only have 1. As for moveset, Steve would be a character like Hero or Robin, in the sense that he's micromanaging resources as the match goes on. He could throw potions, use spawn eggs, build barriers, and so much more. Steve would be an easy to pick up, but incredibly difficult to truly master kind of character. Like Minecraft. Yup, it's Crash Bandicoot from the PlayStation 1 and 2 era of games. Crash is a video game classic, and with a remaster of his first 3 games, and a new 4th game on the way, it seems that the stars have aligned for him to be in Fighters Pass 2. Honestly, I don't have a lot to say about him. People have talked about his potential inclusion before, and I don't really have anything to add. I haven't played his games either, so I'm not really sure about a potential moveset. Still, Crash's inclusion would be great to see, and would make a lot of fans happy. Well, here we are, at the last possible character slot, and before we reveal it, I would like to give a quick list of honorable mentions. They are Rayman from Rayman, Bandana D from Kirby, Shantae from Shantae, Sora from Kingdom Hearts, and Dante from Devil May Cry. A Generation 8 Pokemon, in my opinion, is the most likely to be added as a DLC fighter. X and Y, along with Sun and Moon, have had starter reps in the game, so it makes sense to add a Sword and Shield Pokemon too. The real question is who it would be. Although it could be a fan favorite, or a legendary, I think they'll go with another fully evolved starter, just like the past 2. However, instead of just picking one, I think that they could use the Pokemon Trainer character already in the game, and put a Generation 8 spin on it with Scorbunny, Thwacky, and Inteleon. They would all have the same switching mechanic, but each member would act different and cover each other's weaknesses. For example, Scorbunny could be fast and have a strong combo game, a lot like Squirtle. To compensate, he would have a pathetic grab range and would almost never kill. Thwacky, by comparison, would be slower and easily comboed. However, he would have smash attacks that kill early, and an arsenal of special moves to help him get out of disadvantage and press his advantage further. This fighter would be a less strong, but faster Incineroar with a wide toolkit. And for the final Mon, Inteleon would be a lot like Mewtwo, having a big hitbox and a pretty good recovery. Inteleon would be slower than Mewtwo, but would have more air mobility, and a wider range of projectiles. I could see him being a zoner with his spy-themed design. He would create a horde of hard-to-pass projectiles, but would have an abysmal disadvantage state. Alright, so this is the full roster for Fighters Pass 2. What do you think? These predictions could be right, or they could be completely wrong because they decided to put Bumble in the game. Considering Nintendo is calling the shots, anything can happen. On a side note, this video has taken forever to make, and I've been delaying it for a while. It's my longest video yet, and yeah, more content is on the way. Subscribe.